Hello guys, welcome to the video. So today we are posting a video after a long time. I would like to give a warm welcome to all of you, and thanks for the support and the likes you are giving to us. They all are precious for us and our growth. So all these things are motivated and perking up us to do a more better efforts for you guys. So in this video today we will be discussing about a flow chart. We know that in writing task 1 there are various kinds of illustrations that we are provided, and for that type of the illustrations we are supposed to write a report of around 150 to 170 words. Basically there is no word limit in case of writing task 1. आजकल राइटिंग टास्क 1 में या 2 में कोई भी वर्ड लिमिट नहीं होती. योर मेन मोटिव शुड बी जस्ट explaining the full topic. If you are doing this, then it is well and good. You will score a remarkable band. आपका जो स्कोर रहेगा that will surely improve once you are completing all the requirements of your IELTS writing criteria, that are task achievement, which means you cover all parts of the data that is required for the task. Correct. Next is the coherence and cohesion, which is about the flow of your writing and the structure of your writing respectively. Afterwards comes your lexical resources, which means your vocabulary and correct usage of that vocabulary. It doesn't mean the bookish words and all the high level vocabulary. It refers to just concise and correct usage of all the vocabulary you know to a natural extent. It doesn't mean you are using memorized words that will make your writing look like a bookish one. So try to do correct usage of vocabulary rather than becoming a bookworm and rotting down all the vocabulary. Don't be a rot learner. Correct. Afterwards, last but not the least one, comes your grammatical range and accuracy, and under this parameter two things are checked. First one is your grammatical accuracy. It means that your sentences are grammatically correct or not. All these things like your punctuation marks, the case of your writing, you are using uppercase letters properly and lowercase letters properly. We all know that there are rules in which we write the first letter of a word capital. Correct. So are you following these rules or not? These all things are gonna check under the grammatical accuracy portion. And the next one is the parameter, which is grammatical range. Range means the limit of something. So grammatical range in short means that up to what degree you are able to mold up your grammar. It means that there are different kinds of sentences, different kinds of conjunctions, clauses, connectors in the grammar, and the grammatical range portion accounts for the checking of these criteria. So under grammatical range, your skills to give different kinds of sentences, to produce different kinds of sentences, are checked. So remember these 4 criteria in order to score a good band score. Until you are able to use a good quality of sentences, to produce good quality of data with a good structure, till then you can score a very remarkable band score. So your main motive in your writing should be just following these 4 criteria. Don't go for cramming vocabulary, don't go for cramming general lines, don't go for cramming structures. Just remember, the more natural you write, the more easy it will be for you to score a good band. Okay, so please remember, there are 4 things that can take you towards the band 9 score in writing. They are task achievement, coherence, cohesion, lexical resources, and grammatical range and accuracy. Okay, so afterwards, returning to our this video, in this video we are gonna discuss about the flow chart. There are 2 types of charts basically. a flow chart and a process chart. There is some difference in flow chart. So in a flow chart, the first thing to remember is a steps will not be shown in a diagram. The steps will not be illustrated in pictorial representations. Rather, the steps would be written. A full sentence of a step would be written in front of you. And in the process chart, we all know that a criteria is followed, but all the steps are illustrated through various diagrams. ओके सो फ्लो चार्ट और प्रोसेस चार्ट में एक ही डिफरेंस होता है, ये होता है कि फ्लो चार्ट में आपको सेंटेंसेस मिलते हैं, वो एक टेबल टाइप बना होता है कि हाँ फर्स्ट ये हो रहा है, सेकंड स्टेप में ये हो रहा है, थर्ड में ये हो रहा है, ठीक है. और प्रोसेस चार्ट में क्या हो रहा है, एक पूरी डायग्राम सेटअप बना होता है, कंप्लीट डायग्राम सेटअप इज गिवन एंड यू आर सपोज टू एक्सप्लेन दैट होलिस्टिक डायग्राम. आपको वो कंप्लीट डायग्राम एक्सप्लेन करनी होती है. सो there is a trick to write these data of a flow chart as well as a process chart in a correct manner. That tip is always remember to follow the arrows, because if we skip any of the steps of our writing process chart or flow chart, then surely you will lose your band scores in task achievement portion. No doubt you are scoring 8 in grammatical range accuracy, 8 in lexical resources, 9 in coherence cohesion, but your band and task achievement will be just 5.5 in case you skip any of the steps of your process chart or flow chart. So always remember to move accordingly the arrows in your writing task 1, process chart or flow chart. So in today's video we are going to discuss about the flow chart that shows the process involved in completing the work experience requirement for university students. So इसकी introduction से हमें clear हो रहा है that we have to write a report of a process that is about the completing of work experience requirement for university students. ठीक है. So now looking at our flow chart, there are various stages that are clear according to the table which has been formed about the process. Now coming to the introduction, whenever you get a process chart or a flow chart, remember one connector to use in introduction. It is in order to. We use it when we are talking about some process. In order to connector is used to describe about a work, to describe about one task, correct? So we can use in order to here, like we can write an introduction as the flow chart illustrates the process in order to fulfill the requirements for a work experience of a university student. In order to use हो गया the process in order to complete the requirements of work experience. In order to complete the requirement, it means we are supposed to complete the requirements. So in order to is used with the central motive, the motive which is going throughout the process chart. जो भी हमें process chart में central काम करना होता है, like if you were given a process about manufacturing of the plastic bottles, we can use in order to, like the process chart describes the information about the stages to be followed in order to produce plastic bottles. So this is the golden connector that you can use to get score in grammatical range portion. So repeating the introduction of the same flow chart again, you can write the flow chart illustrates the process to be followed in order to complete the requirements of the work experience of particular university. Now coming to our process, हम इसे कैसे लिख सकते हैं? First, The process begins with the application stage. A student reviews an approved list of workplaces and submits applications to places where he would like to work. Next is the approval stage. When a student receives an acceptance letter, he gives it to the professor for approval. The third stage, schedule, requires a student to arrange his work schedule. The student should work at least 10 hours a week over 20 weeks. Reports are the next. The student must complete a weekly form and turn it in to the professor every Friday. The fifth stage, evaluation, takes place during the final work week. A student participates in an evaluation meeting with his work supervisor, who submits an evaluation form. The last stage requires that a student submits a final report before the last week of spring semester. By following these stages and subsequently submitting the final report, the student receives credit from the university. So this was just a simple elaboration of whole of the flow chart. The next grammatical range tip for this flowchart can be that you can use the passive voice structure in this. We know that in passive voice the object of our sentence is placed in the first part of the sentence. Then we use has, have plus been plus verb third plus by plus the subject. Like for the application stage, we can write that first in the application stage, a potential workplace from approved list has to be chosen by the student. Thereafter, interviews have to be arranged by the student. So this is the second sentence you can use. The next is you can use subordinate conjunction, which is once. Once means once you are done with this. For using once, you are supposed to mention the previous stage. जब हम वंस यूज़ करते हैं तो वंस के साथ पहले हम प्रीवियस स्टेज का मेंशन करते हैं और उसके बाद हम कॉमा इंसर्ट करके अपनी नेक्स्ट स्टेज के बारे में बताते हैं. लाइक वंस potential workplace has been chosen by the student, comma, then the interview can be arranged. करेक्ट. हम वंस के साथ क्या करते हैं, सिमिलरली हैज़ हैव बीन प्लस वर्ब थर्ड यूज़ करते हैं. वंस दिस हैज़ बीन डन, हमने बोला था ना, वंस पोटेंशियल वर्क प्लेस हैज़ बीन चूजन बाय द स्टूडेंट, कॉमा, द इंटरव्यूज़ कैन बी अरेंज्ड, या फिर द इंटरव्यूज़ आर अरेंज्ड. दो सेंटेंसेस को हम कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. ऐसे ही वंस की जगह पे आप क्या यूज़ कर सकते हो, after, or you can use when. After the workplace has been chosen, the interview can be arranged by the student, or you can say when the workplace has been chosen, the interview can be arranged by the student. The next thing is usage of connectors. You can use connector first of all in the beginning stage to commence the procedure, or you can use commencing at application stage. You can write this commencing connector for the first stage of your process chart or your flow chart. Like you can write here, commencing at the application stage, the process of completing requirement for work experience needs choosing a potential workplace. Correct. So these are a few things that I wanted to share with you guys in order to help you in your task 1 flowchart. If there is any query, any doubt, feel free to post a comment below in the comment section. Please do post some reliable comments that we can use for the improvement. And I would thank you all for watching this video and spending a quality time here on this channel. So please don't forget to like the video. Thank you guys for watching the video.